Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Well, hello and welcome to today's episode of Need I Say Myrrh, the Christmas podcast. And today I am delighted to welcome as our special festive guest, Davy Ellison. Hello, Davy.
Hi, Adam. Great to be with you, and lovely to have the opportunity to talk about Christmas.
It's very good to have you with us, and I'm glad you're feeling in a festive mood. That's good. Can you quickly introduce yourself, who you are, where you are, and what you do?
Yeah, so my name's Davy Ellison. If you haven't noticed already from the accent, I'm from the island of Ireland, so based in Northern Ireland, and I work for the Irish Baptist College. I'm director of training for the college. Serve as a lay elder in my church, Antrim Baptist Church, and I'm married to Tracy. We've been married for just over 13 years now.
That's the same amount of time I've been married as well, 13 years. So there we go. And how long have you been at the college there?
I've been to college for just over 4 years. So 1st of November 2019. So my predecessor, I believe, was a prophet because he foresaw the pandemic coming. Got out while the going was good. I joined, and a few months later had the pandemic to wrestle with. But it's been a good 4 years. Really enjoyable. I thought my life would be pastoral ministry, and instead it is now training others for pastoral ministry, and I see that as a real privilege. And to be able to train others up and send them out. So yeah, it's great to be serving here in the college.
Yeah, well, that's an important role to have people filling, training people up for ministry. So that's great to hear.
Yes, believe so.
Yeah. So I've got some festive questions for you today. The same questions I'm asking each guest that appears on this podcast, starting with, what is your favourite festive food?
Yeah, you sent through these questions, Adam, and I find them really difficult because I'm not sure I have one answer for all of these questions. I have several.
Well, it's a more interesting podcast if they're difficult answers. If they're easy questions, it'd be less interesting. So,
yeah. So the first thing that comes to mind whenever I think about Christmas and Christmas food is an advent calendar, and I still buy myself an advent calendar every year. Particularly white chocolate. That's my favorite. So that's the first thing that came to mind. But I suppose the thing that I really enjoy is Christmas cake this time of year. Don't eat it any other time of the year. Eat white chocolate all year round. So I think I'm going to plunk for Christmas cake as my favorite festive food. I know that's not everybody's taste, especially the marzipan, but I love it all. So
well, the marzipan's one of the best bits, isn't it? It wouldn't be Christmas
well, I
cake
prefer
without
the
it.
icing. I like the icing
Okay.
the most, but I
Okay.
enjoy all of it for sure.
Okay.
So and I have a sweet tooth, so the dinner's okay, but always looking forward to the pudding and the dessert and the sweets afterwards.
Okay. Is this homemade Christmas cake that you're eating?
A mixture. So
Okay.
I enjoy bought Christmas cake and I enjoy some homemade Christmas cake as well. I don't make it. I have to give that disclaimer, but yeah. So that's where I plunk on Christmas food.
Yeah, it's a good choice, and advent calendar is also a good choice. I think that's something that's good to keep doing, to keep buying advent calendars, even when you are above child age.
I'm in my mid-30s now, but yes, still enjoying advent calendars. And the problem is that if I buy it for myself, I also have to buy it for my siblings and for my nephews and my nieces. And so, in November, my wife and I go in and clear Tesco out of all the advent calendars and then distribute them around our family. So, but I get one for myself, so I can't complain.
Yeah, well, I hope you enjoy opening the little windows when that moment comes. It's exciting.
Yes, the sense of anticipation is great, and
yes.
that helps add to the Christmas feeling as well.
It does, yes. Have you ever thought about combining your two food passions of having a special advent calendar where each day you get a bit of Christmas cake?
You might have found a little gap in the market there, Adam. I think
there we go.
Possibly. It would have to be an increasingly big piece of Christmas cake as the days go by until you get like a full slice at the end. But yes.
Yeah. So if there are any entrepreneurs listening who want to invest in my business idea that Davey and I are going to set up, then please get in touch. We'd love to hear from you to make that happen. We'll move on to music. And I'd be interested to know your favourite non-religious Christmas song.
Yeah, I spent ages thinking through all different carols because I couldn't think of anything outside of carols. But we eventually got there as I thought about this. And where I land, well, I'm gonna cheat again. So instead of just giving one answer, well, I'm gonna give two answers, but one of those answers is a complete album and not just a song.
Oh, okay. Very
So
controversial.
yeah, so Reliant K, an American group from a wee while ago, have a Christmas album. A wee bit of play on words here. The Christmas album is entitled "Let It Snow, Baby, Let It Reindeer." Um,
Okay.
so yeah,
Mhm,
but there's a mixture of songs on it. There's some carols and some non-religiously, non-church songs.
mhm.
There's one short song on it called "I'm Getting Nothing for Christmas." And I quite like that because it's very fun, but also reaffirms the doctrine of total depravity at the same time. So, so I appreciate that. That's one of my favorite albums to listen to at
Mhm,
Christmas time. Nice mixture of the fun and the true meaning of Christmas at the same time. So, if you want
mhm,
a whole album that mixes those things, that's what I'm going to
mhm.
suggest for you. Um, if you're going to push me really hard on a non-religious Christmas song, I think I have to go for "Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day." I do love Christmas, and part of me thinks I would actually enjoy that. I know people say you wouldn't actually enjoy it, but I think I could be tempted to enjoying
Yeah.
Christmas every single day.
Yeah, you are appearing on a Christmas podcast that's being recorded in the middle of November, so I can imagine you would enjoy Christmas every day. So, but it's a classic
Yes,
song, and it's one of those songs that when you hear it, you're immediately in a Christmas mood. So that's always a good sign of Christmas
definitely,
song, isn't it? Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, I used to work in a cinema before going to uni, and part of that was the Christmas music coming on, and all of my colleagues hated it because it's just a CD on loop of like eight, but I was loving it.
Mhm.
Christmas songs, constant. I didn't mind that they were repeated often. So yeah, bring on the Christmas music.
So do you listen to Christmas songs all year round, or are you more strict?
Yeah, I'm more strict, and I've maybe been helped by some accountability partners to keep it to Christmas time instead of all year round. But about halfway through November, through the beginning of January is the window that I let
Okay.
myself listen to Christmas music.
Okay.
Mostly for the sake of those around me rather than for my own preference.
Yeah, that's good. Well, let's talk about decorations then. Uh, what's your least favorite Christmas decoration?
Yeah, I'm wondering if this answer is going to be a little bit controversial.
I hope so.
And
I love
yeah,
controversial answers.
I don't want to offend anybody. I'm not going to go for a single decoration. What I'm going to go for is a category of decoration, and I really dislike fancy Christmas decorations. So you go to these, you go to the shops, you go to garden centers in Northern Ireland's big thing for Christmas.
Hmm.
And they have all of these fancy trees decorated in purple and peach and all these fancy ornaments and decorations. And to me, that's not Christmas. To me, Christmas decorations are red and green and tacky. And that is what Christmas is about in terms of Christmas decorations, the tackiness. So I really dislike the kind of posh, fancy decorations. And I buy myself a Christmas decoration every December, so my collection is slowly growing, but it is never posh, fancy Christmas decorations that are the in colors that year or that kind of thing. No, it's big
Hmm.
fat red Santas or elves in green costumes, or snow-covered grottos and things like that.
Yeah. Do you remember what your new decoration was last year?
Oh, no, I do not.
No. Okay.
No, I do say I buy myself one new decoration. I buy more than one
Okay.
decoration each year, but I can't remember what they were last year.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, hope you enjoy going shopping for the ones this year, and maybe you can let us know when you've chosen it, and we can update people on the podcast. Add a little
Yes,
coda to your episode with
I will
the
try to
details.
remember to post that on social media, and then
Yes.
that can be yes, enjoyed by all. I do know that we're not buying decorations for the tree anymore because our tree is at like full load bearing capacity. It cannot take any more. So it is, yeah, decorations that don't go on the tree.
Mhm.
I'm trying to convince my wife that we should get some kind of inflatable decorations for the garden, but she's not having any of it. So yeah, you can pray for me that maybe
Yes.
that'll happen this year. We'll get the breakthrough.
Is there scope for you to get a second tree?
um, I'm going to say no, but we'll see. I'll take that back and see what happens at home.
Okay, well, yeah, keep us updated. But there we go. One more question that I've been asking everyone, which gets a bit more to the real heart of Christmas and the importance of it for us as Christians, thinking about the birth of Jesus and the very familiar nativity story. I'm wondering, who is your favourite person in the nativity account, not including Jesus?
Yeah. Again, another hard question, Adam. I think you should take over hosting Mastermind because it's very, very difficult to think of one answer to these questions. But I'm going to plunk for Joseph.
Mhm.
One of the reasons is that the very first Christmas sermon I ever preached was on Matthew 1:18 to 25, 27. And just amazed by Joseph's character in those circumstances. Really stands out. His righteousness, his uprightness, in terms of wanting to do what God's word says and live according to that. And yet his gentleness with Mary in those circumstances is just so striking. And you kind of think about how he could have behaved in those circumstances. And even then, his obedience to further revelation from God, all of it just strikes me so much. And I suppose I see as I read that account, I see so little of myself in Joseph that it reminds me of my need for
Mhm.
Christ.
Mhm.
And so it just that struck me that first Christmas preaching on it. Obviously,
Mhm.
I'd heard lots of sermons on it before, but actually doing the work on the text myself,
Mhm.
engaging that, really stood out and kind of just reflecting a bit more deeply on the circumstances Joseph found himself in, engaged to
Mhm.
this girl, turns up pregnant and says it was
Mhm.
God that did it. You kind of
Yes.
think, what would be going through your mind in those circumstances?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
Joseph is my choice, and just his faithfulness, his mercy,
Mhm.
and his justice, which
Mhm.
all in some sense are a reflection of who Christ is for us and
Yes.
how he
Mhm.
treats us.
Mhm.
Um, and so there's the Christmas story in some senses is wrapped up in Joseph's actions and his
Mhm.
pale reflection of the person who arrived that first Christmas.
Yeah, no, that's that helpful thought, isn't it? That as well as being an example to challenge and inspire us in our integrity, that ultimately points us to the even more perfect integrity of Jesus. And that's
Yeah,
what Christmas is
yeah.
all about. Yeah. Are you doing any preaching this Christmas?
Not to date, but that does
Okay.
not mean it won't happen. Yeah, this might be the first Christmas that I've not preached at all in December. So
Okay.
generally I am preaching in December, but not. There's nothing on the horizon at this stage
Yet. Yet.
yet.
Okay. We'll see.
Definitely, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
But given my love of Christmas, I'm open to offers and invitations. So
yeah, so that'll go out. So I always say we do welcome correspondence on this podcast. So if you want to invite Davy to uh, your church to preach this Christmas, he's willing to travel up to 2,000 miles to preach.
yeah, yeah. If you're going to send a sleigh with some reindeer to collect
Yeah,
me, then yeah, that's not a
yeah. So
problem.
reindeer and sleigh is all that's required. So please get in touch and we'll make that happen. But otherwise, whether you're preaching or not, we do hope that you have a very happy Christmas and thank you for joining us on Need I Say Myrrh.
Thank you. It's been such a pleasure to chat about Christmas in November. So yeah, thank you for the invitation, Adam.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!